Hey everyone, and welcome back for another pepper review. And today I have for you this guy known as the Dorset Naga Pepper. The Dorset Naga. And forget exactly what the cross is on this, but I do know it gets its name from Dorset, England, where it was crossed. I couldn't get quite into the tip of that, but so I'm excited. I've heard a lot about this pepper and first time trying it. There's the insides. Let me get a peek here. Ooh, we got some black seeds. This is a capsicum chinense variety, so it definitely has that chinense smell. Um, Actually, if you've ever eaten a habanero, those are capsicum chinense, and they have that unique smell as well. So, kind of smells like that, somewhat like a habanero, not as fruity, but smells like a ghost pepper. That's kind of exactly what this smells like. So you can see there's some black seeds if it's showing up on camera. That just means that they're underripe. There's no mold. Yeah, it just means that the pepper didn't fully develop. Um, and this was one of the first ripe pods from that plant. So sometimes that happens with those ones I found, in my experience anyway. So, all right, Dorset Naga from Naga, I'm sorry, Dorset, England. um, let's try it out. Typically, I think this pepper ranges around 1,000,000 Scoville heat units. Moment of silence for the chew. Mm. All right. Mm. Again, I've heard a lot about this pepper. A couple of years ago, Chili Chump, who has a YouTube channel, I think he did some kind of grow challenge with a few guys. Was it Chili Chump, Chili, or uh, Pepper Geek, Pepper Guru, I think. Anyway, there's a bunch of guys that kind of had a challenge going who could grow the biggest plant and get the most pods. And this was the pepper that they used as their subject. So this was a really good pepper. Kind of bitter, but not overwhelming. The one flavor in peppers, and I've probably said this before, but the one flavor in peppers that if it's like the only flavor or it's like the highlight of the whole pepper that I don't care for as much is the bitterness. And at first, this one had a lot of bitterness to it, and I thought, oh no, but it kind of got washed out pretty quickly. So, mm. you know, it reminds me of a ghost pepper all the way around. The burn was more up front for sure because the ghost pepper creeps. This one kind of just hit, and it's already kind of coming down, so it's not like a crazy hot pepper. I don't think that one got up to 1,000,000 even. Um, so it's kind of like it's kind of like a baby ghost pepper in a way. The burn is different, but the flavor was like, and the look and the smell. That's all I could think of was like ghost pepper. So, and I've had hit or miss ghost peppers, honestly. I've had ghost peppers that are just super bitter, and it's like I can't handle it. And then I've had ghost peppers that are just amazing, and this one was right in between, honestly. If I get a really good ghost pepper, I love that taste. And this didn't really get to that flavor, but it had some heat. So this is kind of like I said, a baby ghost in my opinion. So, but I'm so glad I got to grow that. I've got one plant with the Dorset Naga, and yeah, we'll see what we do with those peppers. I could definitely see that as a good powder to just kick up some chili. Ooh, because it just has a pretty neutral flavor, but some good heat and very pepper forward. So I would love to use that in some chili, like a smoked chili. Oh man, if you've never tried an over the top chili, look it up. Over the top chili. You smoke the meat, and then if your grill or your cooking vessel has the option, you put a bowl, cast iron bowl, underneath of the meat, and the drippings and stuff go into the bowl with all the other ingredients of your chili. And then after the meat is smoked, then you crumble it up into the chili, and oh my goodness, it's so good. Um, anyway, that's what I would use this pepper for. Like that's the first thing that comes to mind is using it in a chili. So want to get to our verse of the day, and that's Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 16. It says, "A fool's wrath is presently known, but a prudent man covers shame." I just want to tell you just a quick little story. When I was a teenager, I was probably 13. I lived this verse out, right? That a fool's wrath is presently known, or it's readily available. You can see it. My brothers and I were out in the front yard playing baseball. We used to love baseball and played it a lot together growing up. And one time I got mad at my brother, and I was the batter. And he pitched the ball, and I think I missed it or something happened. I just got angry. And so I turned with my metal bat as a probably 12 or 13-year-old, and I took all my anger out onto this tree limb that was behind me. And man, I thought I was going to break that tree limb. And I just kind of erupted in anger. And you probably know what happened. I hit the tree, and the bat ricocheted off of the branch and hit me right back in the face, like right under the eye. And the next day, our church was having a youth rally, and there was a big gathering. There was probably like 300, 400 teenagers that got together for this youth rally. And here I am with this massive black eye and just in pain. I'm like, everybody's staring at me, making fun of me. You know, it was just miserable. And what was I doing? I was showing foolish anger, right? I got upset over something, and I exploded and suffered the consequences, right? And it was foolish for sure, and I had to deal with that. So anyway, that story came to mind when I read this verse this morning, that it's presently known. Sometimes we blow up in anger, and then it's like, okay, that was foolish, right? I wasn't slow to anger. I'm going to talk about probably in my next verse that we can actually have good anger. And so I'm going to talk about that just a little bit in the next video. But a lot of times though, if we're foolish, if we're not thinking, if we're not fearing God, then we're just going to blow up, and our foolishness is going to be shown. And it can end up hurting us and hurting others too. So just want you to think on that verse. It just stood out to me. And be careful about this anger in our life that can so easily hurt. And so, all right, that was the Dorset Naga. Man, I would guesstimate that probably got me up to like a 2, maybe. I don't think that got to 1,000,000. I mean, it made my mouth salivate, hit my tongue pretty hard right at first. And throughout this chew, it's just in the video here, just kind of been dwindling down. So, but definitely would grow that again. And that'd be a good medium heat for some anyway, into a chili. I think that'd be amazing use for that. So, all right. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, we will catch you then. And I'm going to try possibly. So this is a test run. Sorry. I'm going to try to link a couple of my videos here. feel free to check those out, and do a lot of pepper reviews and some garden tours and some other gardening things. So I'll try to link a couple of videos here this time, and check those out. Encourage you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep it spicy. We'll see you.